Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Drama English Lab. Today, I have a story that might shock you, make you laugh, and definitely help you improve your English. This real-life story is full of little mistakes, big surprises, and an unexpected visitor. And yes, you can practice your shadowing technique while listening. I'll speak slowly and clearly. After each sentence, you can repeat after me. Let's get started. House, new beginnings. My name is Emily. Last month, I moved to a new city to start a new job. I was excited. New city, new friends, new life. I found a small but cozy apartment online. It wasn't fancy, but it was perfect for me. I talked with the landlord over the phone. He seemed nice. We agreed on everything. Move-in date, April 1st.
Rent paid.
Everything seemed perfect, or so I thought. Package moving day disaster. On moving day, I packed all my things. I loaded my little car with boxes, bags, and dreams. It was a sunny day. Everything felt right. I arrived at the apartment building around 11 a.m. I checked the address. Yes, this was the right place. I grabbed my first box and walked to the front door. I used the key the landlord had mailed me.
Click.
The door opened. I smiled. New life, here I come. Door, but something felt
Off.
The hallway looked nice. Clean floors, white walls. I found apartment 4B, my new home. I slid the key into the lock. It turned easily. I pushed the door open. And then I stopped. There were shoes by the door. A jacket on the hook. A half-eaten sandwich on the coffee table. Wait, what? I froze. Maybe the landlord had forgotten to clean after the last tenant. Maybe they left in a hurry. Maybe. Then I heard it. A cough. From the bedroom. Fearful faced the stranger in my apartment. I stood completely still. My heart pounded in my ears. I whispered, "Hello." No answer. I whispered louder, "Is anyone here?" A door creaked open. A young man about my age stepped into the hallway. He was wearing pajamas. He looked at me. I looked at him. We both froze. For a moment, nobody spoke. Finally, he said, "Can I help you?" I said, "This is my apartment?" He blinked. He said, "No, it's my apartment." I held up my key. He held up his key. Brain trying to understand. We stared at each other like two confused animals. Then he said, "Are you moving in today?" I said, "Yes." He laughed nervously. He said, "There must be a mistake." I laughed nervously too. He said, "Let's call the landlord." Good idea. I pulled out my phone. He pulled out his. We both dialed the same number. The same man answered. At the same time, we said, "Why are there two of us in the same apartment?" The landlord sounded confused, then embarrassed. Then he said the words I will never forget. "Oh no, I double-booked you." Exploding head double-booked disaster. Apparently, the landlord had made a mistake. He had rented the same apartment to two people. Me and the guy standing in front of me, whose name was Jason, by the way. Jason had moved in 2 days earlier. He had already unpacked. He had already bought groceries. He had even hung pictures on the walls. Meanwhile, I was standing there holding a box of books, looking like a lost tourist. What just happened? Telephone receiver trying to fix it. The landlord apologized again and again. He said he would work it out. But what did that mean? Where was I supposed to sleep tonight? Where were my things supposed to go? Jason looked at me and said, do you want to come in and sit down? I nodded. We sat awkwardly on opposite sides of a couch. It was the strangest first meeting I'd ever had. Hot beverage and unexpected twist. Jason offered me coffee. I accepted. We talked. He was actually really nice. Funny.
Smart. Kind.
After about an hour, the landlord called back. He said he had found another apartment for me in the same building, just 2 floors up, but it wouldn't be ready until tomorrow. He offered to pay for a hotel. Jason looked at me and said, honestly, if you don't mind, you can crash here tonight. I hesitated. Stay with a stranger? But somehow, it didn't feel dangerous. It felt oddly okay. I said yes. Glowing star one night, new beginning. That night, Jason made spaghetti. We watched a movie. We talked about everything, our jobs, our families, our dreams. It felt like something out of a movie. 2 strangers. 1 mistake. 1 unforgettable night. The next morning, I moved into my real apartment, 6B. But Jason and I stayed friends. Really good friends. Red heart, the biggest surprise of all. And here's the real twist. 6 months later, Jason and I started dating. 1 year later, he proposed. And today we're married. All because of one landlord's mistake. Speaking head language takeaway. Right arrow, what just happened? A perfect phrase when life throws you a crazy twist. Right arrow, you won't believe this. Great for telling surprising stories. Right arrow, crash here. A casual way to say stay overnight at someone's place. Right arrow, double booked, means 2 people booked for the same time or place by accident. White heavy check mark, final words. Life doesn't always go according to plan. Sometimes you miss your bus. Sometimes you move into a stranger's apartment. Sometimes mistakes turn into miracles. Always be open. Always be brave. Always keep learning and laughing. Thanks for practicing with me today at Drama English Lab. See you in the next story.